Stop until the drop stops.
All right, we're live. Happy Monday. It's crazy. It's the 1st of December already. This year has flown by so fast. I can't believe it. Like, I was looking at the date this morning when I woke up, and yeah, it's December. It's like Christmas in 24 days. Yeah, insane. Happy 1st of December, everybody. And what's up, Glock? We had a lot of actually excitement in the chat today. I see there's a couple of people that are coming here and are here for the bees. And so I just want to say hello to my awesome guest from today. Neo, the founder of HiveBits. Today we're going to be talking about bees, hives, RWAs, cures for cancers. Yeah, it's actually a really fun stream. I'm really looking forward to today's conversation. And today is my co-host Mochi, as you know her, my little cat, always here with me. I hope she doesn't destroy the background. She's been growing and she's been getting like really naughty. I need to buy her like a tree house or something. How are you? How are you, Neo? Welcome on Kamsky TV. I'm super excited to have you today.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm doing fine. Thank you.
Yeah, so a little bit of context on how this stream came about. So I had Marco on the stream a couple of weeks ago, I think, like 1 or 2 weeks ago, and the Colosseum Solana Hacker House, hackathon, had just finished, and we were going through some of the projects that had really caught his eye, and that Marco and the team of Super Team Balkan appreciated and thought had like a really good product or just really good stories and a good chance of success. And you guys were one that came about, and I just love the idea. So I asked them to bring you, if you guys wanted to come on as guest. And yeah, so here we are. I see some people saying market Bitcoin. Yeah, bro, like, man, it's such a bad day in the market today. I don't know what's happening. I don't want to, the charts are, we need to look at the charts for just 1 second before we get started. Oh my God, what is happening? Oh, well, at least today we talk about bees, which is a bit of a more wholesome topic than what's happening here in the red. Yeah, let's talk about bees rather than look at this chart that's dumping. Regardless, if you're panicking, just zoom out. It's I don't know. It's a tough Monday. Up October and up November didn't really happen. But yeah. Anyways, how did you get started? I know, so we had a chat before today, and you've been telling me, actually your story is quite incredible. You come from a lineage of beekeepers. You're based in Serbia, and you guys have been, guardians of the bees and have been beekeepers for generations, right? So this is not something that HiveBits isn't a project that, started off just like this one day for another. It's actually coming from generations of mastery and this relationship that you have with these little insects that are so important for all of us. And I think it's always important to remind people why it's important to keep this ecosystem alive and keep the species alive, because ultimately pollinate everything around there, essential for agriculture, for our food, for fruits. But I'll pass on, obviously, to you since you're the expert here. I'm just a bee enjoyer. So, how did all this get started? Like, why are bees so important for us? And then, obviously, we need to get into the whole healing with bees talk, because it's really incredible what you guys can do with these little animals.
So yeah, thank you. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes.
Mic is okay. Great. So yeah, like my family from my father's side and mother's side, they're like beekeepers. My great grandfather was like chairman of beekeeping association in Podgorica. Today it's capital of Montenegro. From my mother's side, also the whole family was the beekeepers, and also one of the team members who is also part of the High Beats and who is chief beekeeper is also my like cousin, like not close one.
That's so cool. It's a family business.
yeah, and actually we connected through beekeeping, and then we realized that we are cousins. Not like we didn't know that before that. But yeah, and there's like story that beekeeping is your DNA, so it will just activate in one moment and you will start like to do it. So I love that story, and I believe it's true.
That's crazy. Big question, obviously, because we've all seen the videos of, beekeepers going into hives and stuff. Like, how many times, like a week or a month, I don't know, do you get stung by bees?
It really depends. Like it can sometimes happen that you are never stung whole year, but sometimes it's like I stopped counting after 30. So 30, so I stopped counting after that.
Do you even feel the pain anymore? Like, is it something you've like, are you used to it, or does it still suck when they sting?
Yeah, I feel the pain. Like, so people think that I feel the pain, especially for example when you work with the bees and it's summer, it's hot, you're sweating, you're dehydrated, and then when bees sting you in that moment, it's really painful. Knows to be painful depending on the area where you're stung. Like sometimes it's more painful, sometimes less, but
yeah,
it's painful, like still.
Yeah, I honestly, last time I got stung by a bee, my hand swelled up. Not that I have an anaphylactic reaction to it, but there's definitely a bit of allergic that one there. But I do have to say, I grew up in the countryside. I grew up outside of Rome, and yeah, like I remember being able to take bees as a child, like with my hands. I was playing with bees. They would fly around. We had these like big lavender plants, and all the bees used to go and just, buzz around. And I remember as a kid, I would just take them, and they wouldn't sting me, or just like try to save them from the swimming pool and so on. And yeah, they're actually very kind, let's say, creatures. I feel like if you don't come towards them and you're not like scared, they kind of feel it, and it's easier to just take them. And so that's kind of like really interesting that you say it's a generational thing. So like, how does it work? How does the harvest work? Like, obviously you are beekeeping and you produce honey, but also not just honey. Like, what are the kind of projects that you guys, produce as beekeepers?
Yeah, definitely. So I'll explain that into details. So yeah, I'm beekeeper, but I'm also apitherapist. So I focus myself to healing and prevention with the bees and bee products rather than just produce like raw bee products. But people usually, when you say bees, people know about honey, know about maybe propolis because they can buy maybe some drugstore or something like that. But like this, the honey, it's last on the list by quality of all other bee products. So we have, for example, royal jelly. It's a substance that young bees produce to feed the queen bee. So it's like superfood. We have also like pollen. It's pollen from the flower that bees collect, like flying from the flower to flower. And in that process of collecting the pollen, they actually pollinate other flowers. We have also, as I said, propolis. We have bee bread. So bee bread, it's fermented pollen. So bees take the pollen, bring inside the hive. They fill these hexagons, like tiny. So they put inside in the comb, they put the pollen. They then heat it with the heads, add enzymes, put the thin layer of the honey, and then we get this fermented bee bread that they use like over winter or on early of the spring to feed
That one I've
colony.
never heard about. Like my mother used to. So um, I only honestly I took antibiotics like twice in my life. We were one of these families that were, everything was natural remedies, and the propolis, and like pollen was definitely one of the one of the cures. That basically were in house whenever we would get sick and so on, together with all the homeopathic medicine, little like white thingies that you take basically. But yeah, the bread I've never heard, to be honest. I'll check it out. Maybe they have it here in Dubai. I was wondering, what do you think of Manuka honey? Because there's a big trend right now that's happening with Manuka. I see it everywhere. It's definitely being pushed. Is it legit? Like, what's so special about it?
Yeah, so it's legit, but people always try to ask what's the best honey. So there is no best honey. Every honey, different honey, has specific properties that you should use for. For example, linden tree, it's really good for your lungs. So some other honey, it's really good. For example, if you have cold or something like, depending what the property of the specific honey, then you can use that honey for specific reasons. So like there is not the best. Like acacia honey, it's for people who has like high blood sugar level, because it's balance between fructose and glucose. So practically Manuka honey, it's special because it's good marketing around that, but it's also special because it's from Manuka tree that only grow in Australia. So it's not easy to make it. You cannot make it anywhere else. You can just make it in Australia and New Zealand. So practically it's a good example how actually good marketing and support from government could actually bring one product to be like top of the top on some market like Manuka honey. But if you ask me, I would much more prefer thyme honey from the Greece than Manuka honey.
Okay, interesting. So it's like actually a national pride kind of thing. Interesting. And so how does one get into apitherapy? And, before when we spoke, you told me that there's been amazing cases and there's quite a few alternative medicine clinics that have been experimenting and have been actually curing certain types of cancer with bee stings, right? And bee venom, especially like superficial cancers. Like how does that work? And I'm curious about, like the kind of success story that you've had, because obviously we live in a world that, if you don't actually search for more information, you're just going to be subject to whatever drug or medicine that your doctor is going to be selling you, which might not necessarily be the best, option. And there are various options, but when you go to traditional allopathic medicine, you're not going to be handed over like these different, different options that might be more natural and, as effective as, let's say, other solutions. I'm not a doctor at all, but I've always treated myself with natural remedies, and so far it's gone well. So I think there's definitely like your body can heal itself. Like food can be medicine, and definitely plants and animals and so on. So I'm definitely curious about like how did it start? I know it's like a practice that's been around for years. Yeah, like tell us more. Just fascinating.
Yeah, apitherapy. So like apitherapy, that like in ancient Egypt, you will have some like papers that prove that people use some different bee products. But this modern apitherapy, like healing and prevention with the bees and bee products, started, let's say, last century, especially 80 years like last century, like 1980. This is a moment when one German beekeeper realized that when he had a headache and then he would go and work with the beehives, when he breathed this air from the beehive, the headache just disappeared like that. So that's how it started. And when we say apitherapy, for example, if you are taking every morning, if you are taking a spoon of the honey, like you are already in the system of apitherapy. If you're using propolis, you're already in system in apitherapy. But there's like more efficient ways like to take the bee products. It's, for example, apitherapy, like in the up inhalation. So it means breathing the beehive air, like from the beehive. It's the best way to consume all bee products at once. the temperature inside the beehive is around 36 degrees. And on this temperature, everything that is in the beehive, like pollen, propolis, bee bread, royal jelly, even bee venom, evaporates and creates this aerosol. But we have these special devices that you can breathe, this air from the beehive and go directly into your lungs. And why this is important? Because when you eat the honey, it's going to your stomach, your digestive system. You lose many valuable ingredients in this honey
by digesting
and
it, right?
Exactly. And when you breathe it, it's going directly into your lungs and directly into your bloodstream. So it's really good. And we are really proud that, for example, every year we have so many kids with bronchitis, we cure them in 7 days.
Wow.
People with asthma, or people with different these allergies also, who has these seasonal allergies, it's really helpful.
I've actually done that for allergies. I have just hay fever and so on, and every year I just take bee pollen and I eat some, and I can see in the beginning my throat is itchy and stuff, and after sometimes your body starts kind of getting used to it. It really works. It's so crazy. And so what about obviously we've had a whole few crazy years of COVID, which affects the lungs. Is this something that, let's say, something that also you guys have been seeing, it can help?
Yeah, we had this, even some other colleagues, apitherapists, they advertise it post-COVID.
Oh, wow.
Boost your immune system after post-COVID, because let's say in, for example, Slovenia, Austria, in the Western Europe, people usually use the apitherapy as prevention, to boost their immune system. 70 to 80% of the people who came to apitherapy, especially api inhalations, are people who came to boost their immunity. Otherwise, in Serbia, where I am from, we have 80% people who came with some already developed diseases, only 20% coming to boost their immune system.
Okay. And how does how does bee venom cure cancer? How does that happen? And also, at what stage is it curable? Because obviously there's different stages of cancer, right? If you're at a higher stage, when it's not localized, it's spread, it's definitely, I would imagine it's harder to cure, right? But how can you walk me through that? I think it's fascinating, honestly.
So the bee venom, it's let's say the top of the apitherapy. The bee venom therapy is the top of the top, and it's not used all the time. It's used just in some specific cases or when other bee products cannot help you. So practically, before I jump on your question, people usually came with arthritis, for example, when you have problems with your fingers, with your spine. The bee venom can help that because it has highly anti-inflammatory properties. And there's the main component of the bee venom, 60% of the bee venom. It's one component. It's called melatonin. And this melatonin, when you talk about cancer, melatonin is actually kill the cancer cells. When it came in touch with the cancer cell, melatonin will kill the cancer cell. So that's why, for example, skin cancer and breast cancer could be treated because they are some on the surface. So practically we can sting directly next to it or directly into it.
Oh, wow.
And when you ask about stages, so honestly, I'm not doing these therapies for the cancer. But my fellow colleague apitherapists, they do it. And last example was one lady breast cancer 4th stadium. And she successfully.
Oh, wow. And she didn't do chemo?
Yes.
She chose apitherapy over chemo?
She did it in parallel.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I guess at an advanced stage they would do it. That's so crazy. What do doctors think about this?
It's funny thing, doctors are divided into this because, for example, my father is a medical doctor.
Okay.
My mentor from apitherapy is also one medical doctor from Romania, Dr. Stefan Stagnazio. He dedicated his life just to apitherapy. And we also have one other doctor here from Belgrade who usually send us people for bee venom therapy. So she's doctor also, medical doctor. She sends us people. But of course, there is... you know how official medicine works. So practically anything that it's not inside this official medicine, it's a bit controversial, and people don't want to talk about that, and
Yeah.
because they can go into trouble. And we
Max is
also
saying
don't
pharma
advertise.
hates it probably. I mean, how do you monetize this, right? You can't sell a pill. It's you know, how do you get funding for this as a hospital? It's a bit tough, huh? Like if it's free, you know, bees are everywhere. Obviously it's going to be done in a controlled environment, but it's crazy, right? Like at the end, all these solutions are in part like available in nature to everybody. Yeah. And by the way, before we go, I just want to say hi to the chat. We have Breno here. What's up? And Doko. We're talking about bees today. With the founder of HiveBits. Super cool like projects that, you know, is built basically integrating blockchain into their hives. But today we're obviously chatting about bees. We'll get into HiveBits in a bit, but I just had so many questions. Like I'm a big, you know, natural remedies, like anything holistic. Yeah, tell me.
If you want, I can share the screen and show us our small apitherapy center.
Yes,
National
please
Park.
do. I want to see it. Please do.
Okay. So.
And chat, what do you guys think of natural remedies? Would you get stung by a bee to cure an illness? Here we go. Sharing the screen. Oh, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, if you can see it. So yeah, this is our apitherapy center, like where I spend like here from, let's say, April to October. I'm always here into this old house. It's really
like
nice.
A dream.
And up there it's a apitherapy center or bees. So yeah, so this is how this is look. This is what we talk about up inhalation, where people came here, like they sit like 1 hour and they breathe like this air from the beehive. And also we have this special bed. So in this bed there is 3 beehives, and then bees actually, they're working on like 100 to 200 hertz frequency, and this frequency actually helps human body to relax. And when you relax, then like you are going to this alpha waves in your brain start working, and this is really good like for relaxing, for healing. It's like you are sleeping but you are awake, and it's really, really amazing. Like it helps a lot of people, for example, with depression and anxiety. Like it's really helpful for them also to relax. And
I've never heard about it. It's kind of like the purring of my cat here. She's like it's like purring. I wonder what kind of waves is super relaxing. We have Glock asking, how many hives do you have going?
Oh, that's a good question. So right now I'm running around 20 hives by myself. Sinisha, who is other beekeeper, he's running like 200 beehives.
Oh my God.
And Eduardo, our third member, he's running like around 700 beehives. So total whole team have around 1,000 beehives right now.
Wow. How many bees, do you know more or less how many bees that is? I guess it's hard to count, but yeah.
So in this box, in these 2 boxes, if you maybe can see here, in these 2 boxes, like during the peak of season is like 60,000 bees.
Huge. By the way, you can hear the purr.
Yeah.
the relaxing theta wave purr from watching. Oh God. That is so cool. And so how does one join, like if, you know, let's say I had some asthma, or I mean, I don't have children right now, but let's say, you know, there's definitely an increase in allergies and respiratory illnesses. How does one, you know, come? Let's say you have a kid that's suffering from asthma. What should they do? Do they, you know, reach out to you? They come to the center? How long do they need to stay? Like how does it work?
So how this usually work? Like kids usually have bronchitis, and in the puberty, if you not cure bronchitis until the puberty, this bronchitis will go to asthma. So people always try to cure bronchitis before it develop to asthma. And for kids, because when the organism is young, it's really like this therapy just boosts the immune system, and then the immune system like cure the like bronchitis by itself. This is how it works usually. And how it works, they came every day for 30 minutes kids, every day, 7 days in a row. And that's it.
Oh, wow. There's a question in the chat. Nemanja, have you ever heard of Viktor Grebennikov?
No, I'm not.
He discovered some crazy tech through initially resting upon a massive beehive.
That's probably developed on the system that I show on the lying on the bee bed. And yeah, I believe that was but that's the same principle probably. I didn't see it, so I'm just talking from my head, but I realize it's.
Is it
bees have this?
Is it the sort of anti-gravitational tech from bees? Oh no, that's a different bug.
No. Bees like buzzing on specific frequency, like from 100 to 250 hertz, and this really influence really good, like on human brain. Like when you go into this mode, it's like meditation, something like that. Like I cannot like explain that on the, like, you can, when you lay on the bed, you can feel in your back how it starts like to buzzing, and then it's going to your head. It's really interesting,
really relaxing.
And,
that's so cool. Yeah. I need to come try it. Here the explanation. So Viktor Grebennikov, born 1927, 2001, was a Russian naturalist, entomologist, and artist known for his work studying insects and nature in Siberia. He gained alternative science notoriety for claiming to have discovered an anti-gravity effect he called the cavity structural effect. Yes, it was that, which he said was produced by certain insect nest structures and allowed him to build a flying platform. Oh yeah, I've read about this. It's basically the hive, the way that the hive like geometrically is built, can produce basically a anti-gravity effect. Pretty cool. Cool. These are cool.
But just one more thing I want to add on all this topic about apitherapy for people to not be confused. So apitherapy, it's not some voodoo, like it's completely, there's so many research papers on this topic. And in Slovenia, for example, you have the government exam where you go, you pass the exam, and then you become the apitherapist. So it's not something like voodoo or druid magic or something like that. It's definitely not that. And just people to understand. And usually people who came to us to be treated in our apitherapy center, we usually ask for if they came from hospital, what's the problem, what's the disease, and then if we don't know how to cure it, we have huge network of apitherapists. Like it's really a huge network, and we pass to them and pass to some other doctors to check what would be the best and how to treat it. So it's not that we do something like just like from our head or on our experience, or that we do something that, as I said, it's not magic, it's not voodoo. It's like all good, well documented, and working well so far.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that like very traditional doctors or people that, you know, haven't explored any natural holistic medicine would think this is like pretty woo-woo. But at the end of the day, like, you know what I mean? It's only a matter of like where you're at in terms of, or how you've been like brought up, or how close to nature did you grow. I think anyone that, was brought up either in the countryside or close to nature has definitely come into contact with these kind of like therapies as just normal, you know what I mean? Where I grew up, for example, like there was one doctor, and then the nearest hospital was like half an hour, 40 minutes away. So, you know, you have to find your own remedies in that sense. But it's, you know, Hapitera is proven, and there's so many different alternative medicines that are proven. I do wonder, and I will check after I stream actually if my insurance covers it. They do cover Chinese medicine, for example. So anything acupuncture and so on is covered. But I'm curious about apitherapy. I know naturopathy is covered. So there's definitely, you know, recognition out there. But again, I guess it would depend on country to country how the local, you know, system is basically set up. And so now a bit onto HiveBits, right? Because obviously you guys have an incredible story. You know, you have a center, you've been beekeeping for generations. How does this lead to blockchain? How did you think of, you know, creating HiveBit? What's the story behind it?
Yes, and I just want to add something on apitherapy
Yeah,
before I
yeah, please.
continue on
No,
high
we
beats.
can
So
keep
you say there
talking.
is,
We can keep talking about
you
Apithera
know,
for days.
there isn't because you mentioned acupuncture. There is something that's called apipuncture.
Oh,
Like it's like acupuncture, but just with the bee stings. And this is actually how we apply the bee venom. We are not applied it randomly. We usually apply it on acupuncture points. And then we usually work with some local doctor, Chinese medicine doctor, who can actually tell us for specific problem what's the best acupunctures points to cure. And then we extend the needles. We use the bee venom. We apply like bees on that specific spots. So yeah, just want to add that
that's so
it's called
fascinating.
apipuncture.
That's crazy. I've done I don't know if you're familiar with Cambo. So that comes from it's a secretion from frogs. I've been doing Cambo for years, and honestly, it's kind of a similar concept where your body is kind of feels like it's being poisoned in a way, but at the end, the secretion from the animal is very healing and can actually just get rid of various stuff. I stopped smoking thanks to Cambo, and I feel like I need to try bee therapy at some point. I'm curious. I want to try stuff. But yeah, do you
Why
see
not?
any similarities with that kind of practice with apitherapy, or have you dug into it?
Actually, I have one friend who did it, so I'm familiar with that. And he,
Or get into Web3? You and your friend, because apparently you're not the only one. There's there's more, right?
yes, so like just people to understand, by profession, I'm software engineer. Like I'm working in industry like last 12 years, and like by passion, like I'm beekeeper, apitherapist, and by stupidity, I'm small investor into Node and NFT projects. Let's call it like that. Just kidding. Like I invested a lot into these like different NFT projects, different Node projects, and then I tried to combine all these three together and create some project that I would love to invest, because I'm not a person who like high risk. So I much more like when I can invest and then predict what could happen, like what I can gain from it. So that's how actually Highbit started, and our concept, we call it Hive as a node, is born like on that way.
Okay. And so I know that you told me that you actually built a physical device that can really help you actually be a better beekeeper. So you're able to track all sorts of data through this device, right? And ultimately, I know that you guys also have an NFT collection, and if I wanted to, I could buy a beehive, right, and get some honey from it. So can you tell me a bit more about that?
Yes, definitely. So practically, because we're on Web3, and then we think how we can actually offer these beehives on the Web3 market. So we came up, okay, we need to develop something that could help us as beekeepers to maintain more beehives. Because right now I'm also, for example, limited because I don't have enough time to increase my bee farm, because I need to code, I need to do other things, like I need to do business development for Highbits, all of these things. So practically, with device, the actual device can help us to better maintain the beehives, like optimize work. And for people who invest, they will be included in the whole process by tracking it. It will be trackable for online. And yes, we develop this custom hardware, and sometimes people ask why we develop custom hardware, because it's much cheaper for us and we can easily extend it. Like the whole idea about this is to create the device that it's cheap enough as any other part of the beehive. So I don't want to buy beehive, let's say for $100, and then invest $500 to put device on the beehive. It has no completely sense. Like and that's how we actually came up and started developing this device that check like on temperature, humidity, and weight at this moment. And later idea, because we have this product now, we are building the beekeeping diary application that will be connected with this device. We actually want to offer that to other beekeepers and actually then create deep in network, because the data that beehives produce are really interesting. Like, so practically that's how actually Highbits become, it's RWA and DeepIn project, like on the same. So on the top, we have the bees that produce the real yield, like honey, propolis, all these things that we talk.
I love
And on the
that.
bottom, we have device that actually produce the data, help us to optimize, help investors to track, and give us the opportunity to scale actually to get this data and monetize it in some next steps.
That's so interesting. And so you're basically you're a BFI project pretty
BeFi.
much.
Actually, we are now talking about BeFi. It will be next step, like digital layer on top of this, but that's for some other for next phase.
And so I know that you have an NFT collection. How you initially released it on Berachain, right? And I know that you recently participated to the Colosseum Hackathon, so one of the biggest hackathons ever for the Solana ecosystem. I was wondering how was that experience? Because obviously, as a builder, and a founder, you choose a chain, hoping that that ecosystem is going to be supporting your growth and you're going to be able to ride that wave, together. And obviously, we all know what happened with Berachain. It's unfortunately there's a lot of projects that didn't manage to survive. You're one of the ones that are pivoting. How was that? And then we have Alexander from saying hi from Serbia. Hello. How do you say hello in Serbian?
Zdravo.
Zdravo.
Yeah.
Okay, did I pronounce it well? Zdravo. Zdravo,
Yeah,
Alexander.
Zdravo, yes. Yeah.
Perfect. So how was that, like having to pivot from one eco to another? Obviously, I assume that you have plans of potentially bringing the collection to Solana. I'm just curious, as a founder, like how is that experience, building on a chain, investing obviously time and resources to deploy, and then seeing that ecosystem, not perform so well, obviously, and go to zero as they are right now.
So how we started that
Yeah.
actually, Alexei. So for me as founder, it was really important on the beginning to get some traction, to like feel how people think, what people think about us, will they support us or not, all of these things. So actually we issued collection on Arbitrum first, like chain agnostic totally. We didn't aim to go to any chain on that moment. We just want to say, okay, Arbitrum, it's layer 2 on Ethereum, it's not too expensive to mint, let's do it there. And it's now in some process we came, okay, maybe we should go to Berachain, and then we like moved to Berachain, and we stayed there until like I built it like MVP, and then I say, okay, I need support now to push this to third step. And actually super team like Marco and guys from super team are like regionally, I talk about Balkan and Romania. With Balkan it's like 50-60 million of the people, like not small region at all.
Yeah, you guys have
They have
such a great, the super team Balkan seems like such a great ecosystem and community. Like you guys are really tight. I see it. Like every time I meet someone that's tight from super team Balkan, they're always like such good vibes and just like generally like nice people. Yeah, you guys are really blessed, honestly, to have.
Yes, definitely. And then I went to Marco and say, okay, I need support. And there is whole team like now who's supporting us, pushing us. And that's amazing. Also, we participate to Colosseum through them. Also, like to prove new traction, what we did actually put the pre-sale during this Colosseum Solana build station. We create and we sell 10% of, like we sold out all the pre-sale
Congrats.
nodes actually. Yeah. So that was good sign that how we should proceed and how we should move. And practically for me as founder, it's the most important that this project is successful. And I'm also always looking like for good partners who can push us and help us to deliver something like great on the chain.
How do you sell, the blockchain product to obviously other beekeepers that I would expect them not to be necessarily technical people, right? How does that work? Do you like tell them about the underlying technology? Like how much you explain to them? Do you tell them it has to do with crypto? Like what?
No. So practically just like our main target, when we talk about Hive as a node, our main target are retail investors. So this is what we are targeting. The funny thing, like the most of retail investors are not into Web3. So we are building infrastructure on Web3 and also like for other beekeepers who will use the application, because there's already hardware on the market that people can buy, use some weight, SMS scales, whatever. People don't they don't need to know that this is running like on Web3 infrastructure. Like we'll try like to like put layer 3 or layer 4 or any other layer that it's needed actually to make them easy as users that is, and for us actually to run it on Web3 infrastructure, get the data, and monetize it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like we're coming into an era or at least a phase of growth for the blockchain industry as a whole. And that obviously encompasses all different products that, or may not have a token themselves, where the next generation of apps, and we were having this conversation as well with Marco, who was overseeing part of the hackathon and obviously mentors a lot of young founders that are building on Solana. The next generation of startups that are going to be succeeding, and that I think also the foundation is pushing, is consumer apps, apps that are easy to make, that can be used by any person without necessarily being aware that, there's blockchain involved, and that make life easier. And this is obviously a big stepping stone to the road of mass adoption, right? Like when we think of technologies like the Bluetooth or whatever, I don't need to know how Bluetooth work to be able to send you a picture. You know what I mean? So this is definitely a big step. And I think it's so important, especially for founders, to be able to communicate that, right? Into how you sell it outside of just the little crypto bubble. I was wondering, like, if I buy Hive, like, would you send me honey here in Dubai? Will it arrive? Like, will it be stopped by customs? I'm just like, because I know there's a lot of fake honey, right? Like, I'm always a bit wary. When, like I buy honey, because I know there's a lot of like fake stuff that's happening.
Yeah, I went once to Dubai, to Walled City, and I bought some white honey, and I have some bottle here. Like I'm just using that for people to show, like, and it was fake honey.
It's like, so what's in that fake honey? It's water, sugar. Like, what did they put in there?
There is different technology how people do it. Some people just mix it with the syrup, like sugar syrup. In China they produce artificial honey it's really hard to detect. So there's different ways how you can build this fake honey. So, and I think that also like industry, for example, we have some big markets here in the Europe, and Lidl, for example, when they want to buy the honey, they don't care much about quality of the honey. So
yeah, they just want the sweet. Just want sugar.
If your bottle contains, let's say, 30% of the honey, 40% of the honey, they don't care what's the other. Like, this is with all food, not just with the honey. So practically they can sell it as natural honey, let's say, and because it contains the percentage of the honey inside.
So if it's only like you need to reach a certain target, and then you can call it honey.
Depending on so for example, in Serbia, the law, it's really, really funny, because if on label, if you have honey, it means it's real honey, like 100% honey. If it means natural honey, it means it contains percentage of the honey inside of it. So it can be like from 1% to 99%.
No way. It's such a scam. That's crazy.
Yeah,
so I mean, I was going to ask you, so what do I need to look for when I go buy my honey? Like, do I just skip the supermarket and go to farmers? Like, how does that, like, is there something like a label, a certificate? I know for olive oil, you have certain, labels and certifications that have to be there for them to be like real extra virgin olive oil, like cold pressed. It's kind of the same thing, right? It's like, what do I need?
The best way if you buy honey is to have your local beekeeper who can deliver you the honey, and then you know that this person, and then you know that this is the honey.
I gotta go find that person here in Dubai. Where can I find them? Do you know any beekeepers in Dubai, or like in the UAE?
No, unfortunately, no.
Okay, I need to go find, because I do like honey. Honestly, I really like acacia honey is my favorite. I need to go find.
It's also in Serbia the most popular, but it's not anymore about is it real honey. Now there's the next question, like how these bees are treated. Like, are they treated by pesticides or by organic organic products for bee treating, because you need to treat bees because bees have some diseases. They have some varroa mites who are natural enemies of the bees. You need to suppress them somehow. So that's also like, do you eat like honey with amitraz, that's the most used pesticide, or you eat honey that has no amitraz inside? That's also, let's bring in the next question. So it's not easy.
It's never ending. Never ending. How do I check that? Is there a way? Like, it's hard. No. You just need to
cannot
know
check
your.
that.
You
That's,
just.
you need lab to check it,
My
and
God.
that's not easy.
Okay. Well, anyway, I guess you can't fight all the battles. It's not possible. So might as well just start to get a bee that, some honey that is at least real honey. I think that's like the number one. Yeah, no, to be honest, I go in ways where I had periods where I was trying to remove all toxins, like remove all products, everything that were kind of toxic, go like full natural, but it's impossible. Like, it means that you can't even wear a t-shirt because it's going to have some polyester. You can't go to the gym because if you don't have the cotton leggings, it's, it has polyester, it has endocrine disruptors, and it's going to basically, you're going to die. So there comes a point where, to be honest, when you go down this rabbit hole, and this is just like my personal experience, you have to wait whether, your peace of mind and, mindset at the end of the day is it really worth it to be worried about your environment and live in fear and ultimately live in a world that is unfriendly and toxic, or just be a bit more easygoing and just, be confident that your body's going to take care of it and everything is fine. That's kind of like, I think a choice that I've had to make personally, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that can relate, but I went down that rabbit hole. And it's important to be mindful, but yeah, being obsessed about the details, sometimes it's worse, because mindset does a lot of the work if you want it. Just personal advice from someone that put a lot of energy into this over the years. I want to show your NFTs because they're actually very, very cute. Wait, let me see. Give me a link.
One of the utility of these NFTs is actually free access to Apitherapy Center.
Oh, no way. That's so cool.
I know that it's localized and not all people can come, but still, like, there is the option always.
Here it is. They're actually, to be honest, like, I'm not usually like impressed by the art, and I'm saying this just, I think it's very cute and very innocent the way it's drawn. It's very it's a very cute NFT, to be honest. And so but none are listed. So how can one buy it? Do I have to put in the offer?
Yeah, we have the dashboard where it actually can be minted, because this collection will have like some future value, like through whole Highbeats ecosystem.
So how does one acquire? And Glock is saying that's awesome that the NFT grants free access to the Apitherapy Center. Yeah, it's pretty sick. So let's say like I have one of these. Can I, like, how does it work? Do I get like one treatment? Do I get a week? I would assume you wouldn't be, I buy one NFT, it's not going to give me like unlimited apitherapy for the rest of my life, right? What are the benefits with it? Because I've never been to Serbia, and it's a beautiful country. So if I come, I need to.
So we don't have any criterion, because I really try. I want to like to build small communities. So I don't want, if someone, for example, if you're suffering from something, like definitely we'll let you to come and cure yourself. We'll not say, okay, you can come twice, and then idea it's actually that every person can come like once per year. Not like, when I say once, I don't mean one day, like depending on your conditions, like you can come, and also depending how many people will come. So if all people decide to come at one moment, we say, okay, guys, we cannot accept you all now because there is some limitations by space. But there is no rule. Like, we always try to talk with people and like to see what's the problem when they want to came, like depending on the schedule from, because we use Apitherapy Center coming people who are not from HiBeats also, like so that's there is no certain limitation. Like we always talk with the people and see what they need. Some people, for example, we had some community members who say, okay, can we come over a weekend? Yeah, like we had like free roam for a weekend, and they just came over a weekend and stay, because it cost us nothing, to be honest, like because nobody else was there, and we didn't even lose any money into it. So yeah, we
That's
just hang
so,
out
and it's a
and
beautiful
talk about
spot.
future of HiBeats.
It's that's so cool, and I mean it's such a beautiful place. I'm gonna plan a visit. Glock is asking, how do we get the NFT? Open up the sales.
Actually, sale it's never closed, because we, to be honest, we didn't manage to sell in the first wave. Like because we want a known project. Idea about how this NFT collection was to give like some early benefits to early supporters and to build some small community. So NFTs are not our main product. They are like there was the first community, and it will stay a small like collection, because we have some great plans about this collection in the future when Hive as a node it's like final, when this step with Hive as a node is finalized. So yeah, actually, if you go to HiBeats/dashboard, you can find everything that you ask for.
Okay, let me try to do that. Can you send me the link in Telegram? I'm going to screen share it. I know that we have a couple of minutes left. Do you have to? Are you short on time? Do you have to leave?
No, I'm not short of the time.
Okay,
Just a
perfect.
sec. Actually, I can even show the whole dashboard and I explain if you
Yeah,
share
I'll
what's
let you. All right. I'll let you screen share. Let me know when you're ready, and I can bring up. I'll bring up your screen.
Okay, you want to share screen? Okay, tell me when you see it.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. So yeah, this is our new dashboard. So on NFTs are on all dashboard, but I'll came to up. So what you can see actually here, we have like two nodes. This is real nodes, like real beehives with real bees, and like we are checking it. This is how Hive as a node looks like, how it will look in the future. We'll have a bit more dashboard with more statistic, but now this is just real data from two beehives, two nodes, and soon we'll have more nodes. We just didn't have enough time to place more nodes at this moment. Also, we partnered with Nobila. They have the weather stations, so they send us weather stations. So now we are checking like outside data and inside from them.
Because you told me something.
Beehive.
You told me something really interesting. You can actually predict the outcome of like the upcoming harvests by checking bee and environmental data. Is that correct? Did I remember correctly?
Yes, so that's one interesting thing. Yes, that we are looking forward to see can we use it like in some other ways. So practically, beehive, for example, if now it's let's say plum season, if plum is flowering, if bees are not bringing nectar inside the beehive, like so one beehive pollinated 3 kilometers around it. So if like all plums on this area, if there is no nectar in the moment when they are plumbing, it means there is not going to be plum in this region like this year. Regarding to other like weather conditions, will this be like ice rain or something like that, or cold temperatures that will actually kill the flower? But in any case, actually data from the beehive can actually predict the specific, let's say, food or fruit. We have this specific fruit on farms this year, so it's interesting fact.
So this is the kind of data that
Actually,
you would be giving to farmers, right? At the end of the day, they would be interested in being able to predict, or
so we are now much more interested because I don't know that we didn't mention that, but bees are in crisis. So like over the last decade, we lost 30% of the bees per hive. So I told you in these two boxes, there is 60,000 bees. Let's say 10 years, 15 years ago, we had 90,000 bees per hive.
why is
This is
that?
one phenomenon. This is the phenomenon that's called CCD, colony collapse disorder. Usually, mostly happening in North America, but it's it's happening generally everywhere. Usually because of pesticides, not just pesticides, but all other industrial air pollution. All of these things actually it's influencing the bees, and bees slowly disappearing. So one of what's happened. So bees go outside, for example, to find some flower, and then bee go to flower that's poisoned. When bee is poisoned, she gets, let's say, like bee Alzheimer. She forget where her beehive is, and she cannot return back.
Oh, wow.
And that's how actually it's decreasing the number. So even if we have more beehives, we have less bees.
Because they get
like
lost.
absurd.
They forget where the queen bee is.
That's one, like that's not only, this is just one example, like I'm just saying one example. So our idea is actually to get this data, and if our network is wide enough and it's big enough with other beekeepers, like we can actually collect really, really valuable data about bees, how bees live, where is the problem, and how actually we can use this data to give to researchers. That's our main goal with the data, and then all of these other things that we actually can predict locally.
Because not to be a doomer, right? But what happens if, bees start dying? Obviously, you've mentioned there's a 30% decrease in the number of bees because of this. Like, what happens next? And then we have a question also from Glock. And what's up, Hilson? Good to see you.
So bees are pollinating 75% of all crops that we eat. So if bees died, we will die with them. So that's for sure. So if bees die in a few years, humanity will reduce to some small number. So we have even T-shirts, like when we go to some conference, and let's say that message, and if we go on, we'll take you with us. So that's really important message.
Wow. Yeah, I feel like people need to pay more attention to this, because it's definitely it's definitely something that will affect humanity as a whole, right? We're one with our environment, and bees are definitely there for us. Glock is asking, do you guys also use AI, deep learning, to determine the health status of the hive?
Yeah, we are planning to do it, not at this moment, but during we are going to develop app. We are developing app now, like diary, and actually want to all our decisions will be data driven. Like for example, I have one video and I show, for example, its video name, it's do you know that bees take divorce? So that's true. Like bees are really complex societies, but they are attacking each other. So I recorded one video, a short video, like 5 minutes, that explain actually how we can use technology to prevent that from happening.
Is that the one that you sent me, or
sorry?
Is that the video that you sent me in Telegram?
Maybe I did. Yeah, maybe I did. If not, I will send again. Like it's.
Let me see.
That's you can find it on our X
chat, right?
Hello guys,
account.
I hope you're all doing well.
Oh wait, let me just bring it up without exposing all my Telegram chats.
Hello guys, I hope you're all doing
How
well.
do I do this? Oh my god, let me save it. I'm gonna download it. All right, let me download this video.
So because I'm looking because I'm shared screen, so I cannot see what.
Are you sharing? Are you sharing your screen? Do you want to share, or because I have it here.
Okay. That's not that video. Like
no,
that's
but
no.
This is pretty cool. I mean, this is the beehive attire.
Yeah, that's beehive. I think that this is the last one when I treat the beehive against varroa mite.
That's so cool.
Yeah, this is like varroa mite treatment.
This is what it looks like.
Yeah, we have actually many videos. We are trying to deliver as much as we can, like content videos, pictures.
So this beehive also have lack of the food, so I'm going to add artificial food, like this.
Yeah.
Okay. Looks good.
That's cool. And so, yeah, that's pretty sick. Do you want to screen share? Are you going to be screen sharing? I can bring up, and then we have, Glock is saying, and by the way, what's up, Pantella? Good to see you. Glock is saying literature suggesting that the acoustic signals emitted by a hive can be a rich source of information. Ooh.
That's true. For example, by adding sound or microphone into beehive, for example, we can predict when beehive will swarm. This is really important information because we don't want new swarm to fly away. We want to catch them before that happens.
Oh wow.
And they, because this is happening, they have a specific sound that it's not happening during other part of the year. Just when they want to swarm, they have a specific sound. They're buzzing differently, so we can use that also. Yeah, that's true. And we are planning to add microphone in some future, but for this wide usage of hardware, we will skip that for now.
Okay, that's sick.
Because we can also, by weight, we can predict if beehive is swarm. And usually when beehive swarm, the new swarm go to first branch, like really close to the beehive. But by weight, we know that weight is like drastically reduced, like by a few kilos, and we know exactly how, okay, this is swarm, we should go in there and catch the swarm before they leave.
Glock, are you also a beekeeper? I see you're saying different sound of the hive if queen or no queen too. Are you also part of the yes? Glock is a beekeeper as well. Okay, nice.
That's also true, because when you open the beehive that it's queenless, you can definitely like hear how bees are buzzing differently. That's true. Yeah.
That's so cool. That's so interesting. I wanted to ask you something about the hackathon. How is that experience for you participating in the hackathon? If you had to go back and, do something all over again, what would you do? Like, what are your main takeaways? How was that experience for you?
So hackathon was a good experience, especially because I think Colosseum, it's not, let's say, hackathon, it's more like startup competition. Like if you're talking about Colosseum, and then we had this local hackathon that was okay, definitely. And it was nice. To be honest, I'm not sure that I would do anything differently, because sometimes I think that I cannot just deliver a high beats idea and all this what we talk right now in 3 minutes. And then it's really like when I have the video and I try to explain all of these things like in 3 minutes, I always miss something, and it's really hard to catch someone's intention. So we try to put as much as we can into these 3 minutes, for example, for hackathon, to deliver the message, and maybe like say some judge say, oh wow, this is nice, we should support that. So it's really it's not easy, and so I'm not sure that I would do anything different so far. Like we need to see first results how it will end with this one. So but the hackathon was amazing because, as I said, like we sell out all this pre-sale. Our idea was actually to show the real traction, and it was door-to-door like strategy. We didn't market and we didn't have any advertisement, something like that. It was just like, I send the hives, you want to buy hive. And yeah, why not? And we have this ref code, like where people could refer other people and get some money from it. So it proved it somehow actually helped us to sharp the way that we want to follow in the next few months.
Are you happy building on Solana, moving from, obviously coming from other chains? Do you see, like, from a technical perspective, any advantages to choosing this solution over another one?
So to be honest, like I'm a really techie guy, so I love challenges. So for me, technology never like makes any. So if there's some tech thing that we need to solve, it's always fun. So I don't see that it will be harder or easier for me. More or less, it will be same for the team. But what's important, it's just like this community and the people who push you. Like coding, it's like I think that whole this story, the coding is just like 10, 20, 30% of whole this project. Everything else is like people, community, support. This is what matters. Like also these mentors, people who can help you with to guide you actually, because I cannot do all by myself. Like I'm not Superman.
Yeah, no, 100%. Max is asking in the chat, what do you love most about beekeeping, and what is something that humans could learn from the bees? And I think this can be our final question, unless someone else has something in the chat. But yeah, we can close on a wholesome note.
Yeah, so it's really hard to say why you love beekeeping, like because when you take this, like you saw the frame, and you take this frame and then you look into bees, you just go into that, like it's really like a specific mood of moment. It's relaxing, you just enjoy it. Like I don't know how.
I mean, it's like a meditation, right? If you're going there, it's like buzzing. You're like in a theta state. Well,
yeah. It's because bees are super organisms. They are really complex, and like one bee by itself means nothing. Like one bee will probably die into nature, not probably, for sure will die. And I'm not sure, like, should we humans like look definitely to bees because they are like Japanese, like they everyone know what's the role, everyone know what they do at what moment, and there is no mercy. Like if the queen bee stopped producing enough eggs, bees will remove it. Like over winter, the drones, like male bees, like they will be kicked out of the beehive to die because they are just using food, not doing anything.
Oh my
And
God.
yeah, it's not something that that maybe we should apply because we are still our society is a bit different and we should be more humans. Like also bees, if they sense that some other beehive is not strong enough, they will attack it, kill the queen, take the whole honey out, and that's no mercy. Like it's, but definitely bees are one of the definitely most complex and most organized like colony societies like on the planet. Definitely whole is how they like find the food, how they communicate, how they like fighting to survive. This is really amazing. Like how everyone knows what's their role. Like when new bee came out, bee knows exactly, okay, now I'm take care about young bees, I need to feed queen, and how it's growing up, she's becoming like warrior bee, after that becoming like collecting bee who's going outside collect the flowers. Like it's really really well organized and really really amazing. Like when you deep dive into bees and how they work, it's something really really amazing.
Next thing, I mean, they act as one unit. It's like it's one big bee discarding of part of its body that aren't needed. One bee consciousness. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like humans. I mean, they say we're all one, right? If you drop one, like we're also social beings. Like we work in teams and definitely collaborate in some ways. Obviously, not as good as as bees, I would say, but maybe that's something that we can all learn from, to just work all together a little bit better. Not sure if we could ever.
Definitely.
Yeah, I just want to say honestly, this was a very interesting conversation for those that came in, that have been following. Obviously, the TLDR is that bees are much more than just honey producers. There's a whole different types of products that obviously can be used as medicine. And if you want to learn more, reach out to Neo because they have a whole beautiful center in Serbia where you can go and do all sorts of therapies and cure your asthma, arthritis, all sorts of different types of illnesses up to cancer like skin and breast cancer in their sister facilities and so on. So there's a lot of things that are possible with thanks to products coming from bees, including bee venom. So yeah, this was a very very cool stream, a little bit different than what the kind of guests that I usually have. And again, you guys are also creating a Deepin project to track and collect data that ultimately is going to help beekeepers to maintain their beehives and so on. And you're creating a whole ecosystem around that. And there's NFTs that people can buy. The NFTs give you access to the center. So yeah, like
Yeah, I'm not sure that I shared, but not sure did you share that on the screen. I shared like dashboard with this NFT platform or so.
I don't think I've done it. Can you send me the link, or if you want to screen share, you can do it.
Yeah, I can share screens like
Yes.
on quick, like just.
Yes,
as
I see it here. NFT.
Okay, can you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
All right, perfect. We're there.
Yeah, so this is when I explain like about the weather stations that we have. This is how the looks like this. No, this is just example, but this is real Q hives like on hardware, like delivering the real data. We have this node pre-sale here on dashboard, and NFTs is on the old app. But yeah, here like people can check for it's dephighbits.io or just on the highbits.io/dashboard. Like it's all information how you join us, support us, like whatever whatever people choose to do.
Pretty sick. I'll be sharing the link Wait, maybe I can share. Can I share a link? Yeah, in Telegram. Not in Telegram. Sorry, in Twitch. Can I paste this? There you go. This is the link. If you head over to Twitch, you can find it. Otherwise, just follow HiveBits and reach out to the team. So I'm gonna also share a link for our Discord in Twitch. So if you guys want to enter, the link is there. And yeah, I do these regularly. And well, I just want to thank you for this conversation. Honestly, it's been really interesting, and I love learning new things. I didn't know about all this. Honestly, it's been cool, and it's really nice to see projects that are using this technology for good. Obviously we love making money in crypto, but when you can support nature and have like some really wholesome like things involved, it always makes it like
this is amazing project to do both, actually, to support bees, to support nature,
and make money with it,
to earn some money, make money from it. And the most important thing, we are we are we are bear market resilient 100%. So we are not
it's a bee market. You're in the bee. You're in the bee market. You're a different game.
So different game, definitely.
Yeah, it's a bee market. Cool. Well, Neo, thank you so much. This was awesome. I hope the ones that joined and listened in had a great time. Yeah, an NFT drawing. I forgot to do that. I'm sorry. What do we want to do? I can do, what? I can make a post. I can make a post and do a classic. I can make a classic NFT giveaway if we want to do that. What do you think?
That's okay. That's okay.
I'm sorry, I got carried away with the conversation. I'll make a post, like a giveaway post, the classic. Glock is saying, or maybe just send it over here. Glock really wants the NFT. I mean, I'll leave it over to Nia. What do you think?
Whatever you choose, like it's airdrop one.
I mean,
NFT.
Glock is also a beekeeper. I feel like if there's one person to have a HiveBits NFT, it definitely should be him. What address should one give you?
Just like it's EVM address, and just he should go to our Discord channel and just open the ticket.
Okay, perfect. Or if you want to send it here in the chat, yeah, Pantella says it has to be him. Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, we have to give it to another beekeeper. That's for sure. Cool. All right, guys. Well, congrats. You, Glock, you won a beautiful HiveBits NFT. I need to bring it up on camera again because it's like they're so cool. It's one of these, right? The HiveBits Genesis.
Yeah. That one, definitely.
So
as I said, like we didn't close completely like the sale, because we will close it soon when the Hive as a node is actually start operating. So because now people don't know much about benefits, but when benefit starts, then early people who get NFT will be rewarded, definitely. So
that's so cool. Well, congrats, Glock. You got an NFT. We're just open up a ticket in the HiveBits Discord. And again, to everybody that's been watching, don't forget to sub. I love everybody that has been supporting the show. Sub to Twitch, follow everybody on Twitter. I do these like twice a week. My next show is gonna be on Thursday. I'm gonna have a special guest. I'll announce it soon. I'll have the team from Michelin come in and talk about their experience program. So we always have interesting conversations. And then I'll go live on Wednesday as well with the OKX show. So we have some also really cool guests coming this week. So you'll be seeing a lot of me. I'll be here. So All right, guys, it's time. Neo, thank you so much. This has been like really, really interesting and super fun and wholesome. And I appreciate everybody that just joined and hung out. And hopefully we get to meet in your B center. I need to plan a visit to Serbia, so yeah, one day I will come do some relaxing bee therapy and get stung.
Definitely.
I can't wait. All right.
Thank you for having me, and thank you guys for watching us.
Bye, everyone. Thank you. See you soon.
Thank you everyone for stepping out tonight.
Until the drop stops. Until the drop stops. Move your body on top until the drop stops. Stop. Yeah, shit. On top until the drop stops.